watching After the Whistle. I'm Caressa Stinchcomb. Everything a swim coach touched pretty much turned to gold. In her 45-year coaching career, she won 23 state titles and winning back-to-back at not just one, but two schools. As she enters retirement, some say it's the end of an era.
I just assumed she would be coaching forever and ever and ever.
Kathy Aspaas got her start in coaching as a student teacher while attending Minot State College, the now MSU.
The following year, I was offered a position to head coach.
She says it was a lot of trial and error the first few years.
As far as ideas for coaching and ideas for workouts and things like that, I kind of had the kids do whatever I thought I would want to do, and probably only as much as I felt I could handle. And that wasn't the way to go. I mean, they can definitely handle much more than I could.
But then things started to click.
In the first couple years, I think we took a second, we took a fourth, we took a third, and then finally by the fourth year of coaching, we finally hit our state championship.
And then another, and another, and another, getting 11 consecutive years of state titles.
Like I've always said, I think success breeds success, and kids buy into that success and want to work hard and continue the reign of being state champions.
Over the years, Aspaas has coached thousands of swimmers, including 11 family members.
To have my kids there, or my nieces and nephews, things like that, there at the same time was very special.
She retired from the pool deck for the first time in 2000.
As the kids took off from the parking lot without me, I just had this empty feeling. I couldn't believe they were leaving without me, and I had made the wrong decision, and they had already hired somebody else to take my place.
The next season, she came back as the assistant coach. She says she would describe her coaching style as pretty laid back.
I never get real frustrated, on deck. If I show emotion on the deck, they know I mean it.
And that's something her former swimmers like Dagny Knutson and Emily Jensen can agree with.
She's always been so excited to show up at the pool every day. She's always been very supportive. I don't know, I think maybe once I saw her mad.
People feed off of her passion, and I think her swimmers know that.
Kathy retired from teaching and coaching again in 2009 and came back as a volunteer to continue coaching Dagny Knutson.
She had such high goals of wanting to be one of the best, and so I think the easy part of coaching her was that she was so self-motivated.
Knutson says she couldn't have gotten to be the record-holding swimmer she was on her own.
I couldn't imagine being coached by anybody else.
Emily Jensen also found success in the pool with the help of Coach Aspaas. Starting in 2011, Jensen helped Aspaas coach her club team before taking over.
Having Emily come on board and be able to take over my club team, I knew that I was leaving them in good hands.
In 2015, Jensen took over as the head coach for the Minot swim team.
I always say to her, every time I get to coach with her on deck, I feel like I learned something.
In 2012, Aspaas stepped away from coaching and moved to Bismarck with her family. In 2015, she started coaching at Century High School in Bismarck, where she also found success.
It was a good ride, and during that time, we won 6 titles in a row, and I told the girls, I'm not sticking around till we do 11, just to match our Minot number.
Kathy says her decision to officially retire this year came from a surprising medical diagnosis, type 1 diabetes.
Becoming insulin dependent at age 66, I thought, oh, that's quite the thing, but handling it very well, and there is no problems with it or anything.
Despite all of the challenges, she says seeing the smiles on her swimmers' faces at the end of the season is all worth it.
It's such a gratifying feeling when at the end of the year that they can see that their efforts, were worth the time and the energy that it took to get them to that point.
As Kathy enters retirement, her former swimmers wish her nothing but the best.
My emotional ties of swimming, I guess you could say, kind of lived on, kind of watching her do her thing.
I'm excited for her to start really retiring now and enjoying what life has to offer.
Over the years, she thinks her secret to success is
just always being prepared to utilize every minute that we had of practice, and when the kids came on deck, we were go right from the beginning.
Aspaas says she wants to stay involved, whether it be through officiating, coming on deck once in a while, or private coaching.